Coming up on Unpeeled, an update in R. Kelly's criminal trial.
A major celebrity couple has called it quits.
Doja Cat has some exciting news.
And all you need to know about Britney Spears. Unpeeled starts right now.
Welcome back to another episode of Unpeeled. I'm Katie Lane.
And I'm Ricky Sayer. Let's get right to our top story.
The verdict is out and R. Kelly is guilty. The singer was convicted on 9 counts of racketeering and sex trafficking on Monday. He could face life in prison at his sentencing in May. Federal prosecutors aim to prove that Kelly led a criminal organization that had the purpose of luring children and young women to the singer for sexual purposes. The racketeering charges include bribery and sexual exploitation of a child.
Kelly had been rumored to have been a predator for decades. He infamously married the singer Aaliyah when she was just 15 years old. The court found that Kelly created an environment of isolation and intimidation for his victims, abusing them both sexually and physically. Kelly will face a second trial on charges of child pornography and obstruction of justice in Illinois. Lori Loughlin is officially making her return to acting. The former Full House actress is returning to her role as Abigail Stanton in the Great American Country Family series When Hope Calls. She'll be a guest star in the second season of the show. The star was released from prison last December. She was serving out a sentence for her involvement in the Varsity Blues college admissions scandal.
And Elon Musk and Grimes have called it quits. The couple had been dating for 3 years and have a 1-year-old child together. The Tesla founder says his work required him to be in Texas, while Grimes' music kept her based in Los Angeles. This made it difficult for the pair to see each other. While they are now semi-separated, Musk says that the couple still loves each other and are on great terms.
Our favorite Italian siblings are hitting the big screen. Nintendo announced an animated Super Mario Bros. Film with an all-star cast. Chris Pratt is taking on the leading role of Mario. Charlie Day will be Mario's brother Luigi. Anya Taylor-Joy will play Princess Peach. Jack Black takes on the role of the villainous Bowser.
Not everyone is thrilled with the casting choices, though. Fans of the video game franchise were confused by many of the actors picked for the film, specifically with the choice of Pratt for the leading role. The film will release at Christmas time in 2022. Ricky, however controversial this casting might be, I think it was all done with the mindset of this movie being a comedy. We have comedy stars, Charlie Day from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Chris Pratt, he played Andy on Parks and Rec, a very similar character in my mind to Charlie Day on Parks and Rec. So it's going to be cool to see what they do with these characters. We also have Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. This is going to be very interesting to see her transition from very serious roles like that of which in The Queen's Gambit to be playing a funny role if that's the way that they choose to make this film.
Sure, I do understand where this controversy comes from. People want to see less discovered, less popular actors in these roles, and so they're a little bit disappointed to see these big-name actors. But you have to show the defense of these big film companies. Having big names attached to their animated movies will help get parents, in particular, to bring their kids to see these movies.
Definitely, Ricky. It's really going to be cool to see how they take this, for sure. Like I said, it's going to be crazy. We're in for a wild ride, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see that movie.
I know. Another wild ride. Doja Cat is branching out from music to the beauty industry. The singer recently announced her collaboration with LA-based makeup company BH Cosmetics to put together her first collection. The line will include eyeshadow palettes, brushes, highlighters, lip glosses, and more.
The Doja Cat makeup line is meant to reflect her recently released album Planet Her. The divine energy of nature, she says, also played a role here. The Say So singer says there will be a collection. The collection will be full of, quote, sumptuous textures, high-impact colors, and electrifying metallics. It will be available October 3rd online and in stores at Ulta. Wow, guys, this is my first time hosting Unpeeled. You're giving me a makeup story, but you know what? I am game. I am here for it. As a TV personality, I have to wear a little bit of makeup myself, and I am very brand loyal, so I understand the attraction here for some of Doja Cat's fans. I did notice there are a whole lot of colors here. Can you help me maybe make sense of that, as some I really don't understand why?
Well, Ricky, the colors offer something for everyone. It's a 36 color palette. It features a lot of bright colors, some nude colors. You would probably be going for more of those nude colors, but hey, Doja Cat in her latest music video, she's utilizing those bright, popping colors that a lot of people really like.
Sure. We'll just have to see how that goes when it eventually can reach the public and the shelves.
For sure.
Huge news in the talent agency industry this week. Creative Artists of America announced it will acquire ICM Partners. Our industry reporter Walker Simmons is here to unpack what this merger could mean for employees and clients of these companies. Walker, what do you got?
Well, Ricky, here's what we know so far. The merger agreement was signed Monday at 8 a.m., but this has been in the talks for months between small circle of executives. Now, CAA co-chairman Brian Lord said, quote, "We are shocked we were able to keep this quiet." I mean, that within itself is very impressive. You have two major companies here, ICM and CAA, both of which were able to keep this quiet until the signing of the papers. So this agreement came out of nowhere for the press. But with larger corporate mergers like this comes the big question of what will happen next. So even though the companies are right across the street from one another in the Century City, the president of CAA, Richard Levitt, says the companies will share a building as soon as possible. Then that asks another major question. When are the layoffs going to start? And it's only a matter of time until ICM and CAA will have to consolidate. And while this blockbuster merger is still in the early stages, ICM CEO Chris Silberman says news about layoffs will come in the next months. So what does this mean for the market? Well, let's just say the merger will pit CAA way above its competitors, especially the rival company, WME. Not to mention, many are speculating CAA will be striving to pick up some new clients as it grows its network. Now, we'll keep you updated on the story as it progresses, and I'll be back later in the show for a lawsuit layout. But until then, I'll see you guys.
Thanks, Walker. Coming up, we dive into all things Britney Spears.
Our pop culture reporter Sammy Lindell breaks down the latest news about the pop icon. We'll be back on Peelers.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Following widespread attention throughout the last year, there are finally new updates in the Free Britney movement. Pop culture reporter Samuel Lindell tells us more about the shocking drama that is unfolding right now.
Thanks, Katie. 2 documentaries have come out this past week about Britney Spears' conservatorship. One called Britney vs. Spears, which is on Netflix, and the other called Controlling Britney Spears, which is the latest episode that has been released as part of a docuseries on Hulu. We received updates on the inside life of Britney Spears' conservatorship, which started in 2008 due to the fact that many people who worked around her have come out to talk about what they witnessed. From being forced to do shows and meet and greets against her will to being told that she cannot have more children, Jamie Spears has been the mastermind manipulator behind Britney's life. Some shocking and memorable moments from the documentary shared that Spears had audio recorders slipped around her for her father and his corrupt security team to listen so they could monitor her, but they did not just stop at that, as they mirrored every text message and call from her iPhone onto an iPad, including texts with Britney's lawyer. And this was before Britney was not allowed any more internet access. Additionally, Spears' father has conducted background checks on Britney's boyfriends and sent teams of security to stalk her on dates. It is safe to say that Jamie Spears had an obsession with the men in Britney's life. Britney has also pushed herself to limits that some may say are too much for a pop star in the spotlight to handle. But when Britney said that she wanted a break from performing at just one show, her father put her on a medication called lithium, which Britney has said is unnecessary and too strong for her. The lies about control over Britney's mentally deranging life since 2008 have been suppressed and kept one big secret, but finally, the secrets are coming out one by one.
Sammy, the secrets are coming out for sure, and I know you're pretty much an expert in this. So what was happening in court today for Britney, and how are fans reacting?
Right, so Britney had a hearing today, and she was able to bring the lawyer with her that she hired from her last hearing. Last time, she spoke out in a testimony saying that she wanted to hire her own lawyer, and she was granted that. Now, she spoke out for 24 minutes last time, but this time we're not really sure if she spoke. But activists and fans are going absolutely insane outside on the scene. One quote from an activist says that the judge has a duty to remove Jamie Spears from her conservatorship, and her attorney calls her father a cruel, toxic, and an abusive man.
It's absolutely crazy what's happening. Have there been any updates coming out of the state of Britney's conservatorship?
Right, so thankfully Jamie Spears has been immediately suspended as the conservator of Britney's estate. Now, this is a great and significant development, as you know, this sheds light on a bunch of different conservatorships and the systems overall, about how corrupt it is and how terrible it is. Now, John Zabel is an accountant, and he will temporarily replace Britney's father, but there will be another hearing within the next 45 days, most likely, over what is to come. But these strides have been so great recently, and I'm so happy that what's going on, because she has really gone through a lot.
She really has, but hey, great news. She announced an engagement. That's really cool. Any other updates from the Britney world before we say goodbye?
Not that I can think of right now, but I will be sure to update you guys more later on.
Thank you so much, Sammy. When we come back, we take a look at Juice Jam and Netflix Tudum fan event. Stay tuned.
Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Netflix hosted its first ever Tudum event on Saturday. The event gave fans a look at numerous upcoming projects within the company. Unpeeled TV reporter Jacob Goldberg is in studio to break down the event right here at the desk. Jacob, tell me a little bit about this. What did we learn here at this event?
So we learned that there's going to be multiple new shows that are going to get renewed for new seasons. Some of these include Sex Education, which just had its third season released. Now, Netflix said at this event that they're already going to renew them for season 4. A great thing for fans who like third season. Bridgerton's going to get a new season. Ozark, Stranger Things, which many people already know is going to have a 4th season. Trailers were released for Stranger Things. So great updates for fans who love the company of Netflix, love watching their shows. They get sneak peeks at some of their favorite shows getting new seasons.
What about the format? Was this online? Was this in person? Was it like a giant Apple event?
It was similar to a giant Apple event. You know, Apple every year is going to release their new technology, similar to what Netflix did here. They released a bunch of their new shows, but the event was a little interesting in the format. They had 3 different hosts. The first hour was hosted by Lily Singh, a YouTube personality. Many people know her from YouTube. Second hour was hosted by Stranger Things stars Finn Wolfhard and Caleb McLaughlin, both very popular on Netflix's TV hit Stranger Things, and they hosted that second hour. Bridgerton's Nicole Coughlan did the final hour, and more than 100 Netflix actors within the company participated in this fully online event. So it is a huge success. As the first time Netflix has ever done this, they'll probably see more of these events in the future, as fans seem to like knowing what's coming up. And before I go, one thing I need to say, a question I've been asked, why was this called the Tudum event? Well, it's simple. If you've ever watched a Netflix show, you see the N pop up on the screen, and it goes Tudum. That's the reason why it was called
Tudum. Great, thanks, Jacob. After the break, Marvel is suing comic book artists, and the trailer for a new Princess Diana film has finally been released. All that and more when we come back.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile. They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me.
Welcome back. Marvel has a new villain, and it's not Thanos. Marvel is suing to keep some of the rights to famous heroes like Iron Man and Spider-Man. Our industry reporter Walker Simmons is back in studio to give us his lawsuit layout. Walker?
Well, Ricky, thank you. Now, as you mentioned, this is a new segment, Lawsuit Layout. We're going to break down all the biggest lawsuits happening in the entertainment industry. Now, one of the biggest right now, Marvel just filed 5 lawsuits against none other than the creators of Marvel characters. Now, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and long story short, it's a lot of confusion with legal terms and everything going on. But long story short, Marvel could lose characters like Iron Man, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow. The list goes on, all because these creators want to take them back. They could be snapped to dust forever. Now, the reason for this, breaking into the logistics of all of this, is when Marvel started, they got their characters from these creators. They gave them the rights to use them, to make money off of them, etc. But as time goes on and these creators get new heirs and estates to take over for them, they can now bring up something called a termination notice. Long story short, what this does is it ends the copyright and asks for the characters back to these comic book creators. It's a lot of confusion, but really in the big scheme of things, a lot of big names like Spider-Man and Iron Man won't be on the screen if Marvel loses this, or they'll have to split the cost of these billion-dollar characters. Now, here's my prediction for how I think this thing is going to end. Marvel is backed by Disney. They're making a ton of money. They're not going to lose to some heirs and estates who are filing some copyright lawsuits against them. But what will happen, they'll win this, but what will happen is on the PR side of things, they won't be looking too good because it'll look like they're stepping on the toes of these creators. Marvel's doing well, making a ton of money off of these characters, but the people who created them, they're not making really half as much as what Marvel is. So at the end of the thing, with these kind of lawsuits, it gets messy and no one really comes out on top fully. There's always someone who's going to face some backlash. Now, we'll keep you updated on this story as it progresses. The last time this happened in 2013, Marvel almost went to the U.S. Supreme Court. So there's definitely a lot left in store here. But that's all I have for the lawsuit layout. Katie?
Thank you, Walker, for breaking that all down. The long-awaited Princess Diana drama has finally released a trailer, Spencer. It will hit theaters on November 5th. Here with what to expect and how Kristen Stewart prepared for the main role is our film reporter, Caroline Plant. Caroline, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to break down Spencer with you. Personally, I am very, very excited. What can we expect from this film?
Okay, so Spencer actually takes place 1 year before Princess Diana decides to separate from Prince Charles. And it's actually the moment where she decides she is done. And it takes you through, it's a Christmas weekend with the royal family and kind of where she realizes it's her breaking point. Like, she cannot take any more with this. And you see, like, the mental toll that Princess Diana really went through. It's going to be released in theaters, which, I mean, theaters are back. Theaters are back. They're bigger than ever. And it's going to be super interesting to see sort of where this takes it. But as for the plot, it's Princess Diana taking her mental toll and seeing where she's going in the future. And it's that decision moment. So it really takes you into the life and into the mind of Princess Diana in that moment.
Yeah, and it's going to be really cool to see this side, I feel like, this interpretation, because like we saw it with The Crown this past season, a little insight into Princess Diana. So I'm very excited to see how Kristen Stewart does it. What do you think Kristen Stewart is going to look like in this more serious role?
I mean, Kristen Stewart, we've seen her in the past in Snow White and the Huntsman and also in Twilight. I mean, I'm a very big Twilight fan, but there's no Team Edward here at all in any way, shape, or form. Kristen Stewart really took on the role of Princess Diana. She worked on her accent. She read all sorts of different biographies. She really took on this role. She got the wig. She got the look down. I mean, the resemblance is uncanny. If you look at the trailer, you can see, like, she took on that persona wholeheartedly, and she really just ran with it. You see her in this more serious role, which you're not used to. I mean, this is 10 steps above what Twilight could ever be. I mean, this just takes you into the insight of, I mean, one of the royal family's biggest scandals, so it's going to be great to see how they show it.
Yeah, it really is, and I know she was working a lot on her accent we had talked about before. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see what she does with this, and Princess Diana was such a fashion icon, and so I'm excited to see those costumes come to life. But after the break, Ricky and I will discuss social media mishap from your favorite country icon that you may have missed this week. Don't go anywhere.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
And before we say goodnight, we have to address the latest crazy TikTok trend. It's been crazy. Dolly Parton, apparently it wasn't Dolly Parton on TikTok. Somebody created a fake account.
Oh my gosh.
Pretending to be Dolly Parton. It's so sad because I would love to see Dolly Parton on TikTok.
Check your sources, people. I want to see Dolly Parton on TikTok too. You just got to be careful. There's all this cool technology out there where you can make it look like someone is doing something, but it's not them at all. So check your sources, people. I wish as well we could have seen Dolly Parton doing TikTok. That would be a fantastic TikTok.
It's terrifying to see what people can do with that kind of technology. But something people were really excited to see this weekend, especially at Syracuse University, Juice Jam.
Yeah.
Ricky, I know you were there. I was there. Who was your favorite performer of the night?
B.O.B. really brought down the house at Juice Jam. A lot of people were a little underwhelmed by Jack Harlow's performance. It was B.O.B. who kind of stole the show with those past songs that he hasn't released music in a little bit, so it was really those past songs that were really grabbing people's attention, and he was really a performer. You know, he really got down there with the crowd. He tried body surfing, which didn't go that well. Would not suggest body surfing if I were you, but for him, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, crowd surfing is the word you're looking for. I meant is the word you're looking for. Body surfing is actually a thing that they do, especially on the West Coast. Yes,
yeah,
it's on the beach.
I should know that.
But yeah, no, it was a great day for sure. Fun time at Juice Jam. We had a ton of CitrusTV reporters there, so be sure to check out our social media for all of our coverage. Another thing we have to do before we go, we have to wish our executive producer, Olivia Tamino, a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Olivia. She's our EP. She's been a part of Unpeeled since, well, golly, forever. She served as a host. I think we have some video of Liv as a host.
She's done so much work for the show. We're so appreciative of it.
There she is. Look at her go. Aww. Great work, Liv. So you've done such amazing things with Unpeeled, and I can't wait to see what you do next and for the rest of our season and next semester as well. Happy birthday, Olivia.
Yeah, happy birthday. That's all the time we have for you tonight on Unpeeled. For more, check out our socials at CitrusTV on Twitter and CitrusTV Entertainment on Instagram. I'm Ricky Sayer.
I'm Katie Lane. Have a great night, Syracuse.